Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It has been quite some time since I've actually posted a video, so it is great to get back. And today we're going to start right back off talking about Merida and the experiences that we've had and a couple of lessons that we've had. And basically just when you have a home in Merida, Mexico, what are the things that you need to think about long term? Now that we've had this home for quite some time, it's time to reflect and think about, well, let's roll the intro and then you'll see. All right, so first things first, my name is Alexander Howell, and this is my YouTube channel. It's been quite some time since I posted, as I said in the intro, but if you want to follow me on any of the social media that I have, it's all information that is down below. And if you enjoy this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, which will let you know anytime that one of these videos comes out. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my wife and I and our family purchased a home in Merida, Mexico several years ago. We went through the entire renovation process, which we have tons of videos on this channel discussing that. And then we eventually got to move into it. Now, we're not there full time now, but this was part of our lifetime goal. My wife has always loved Mexico, introduced me to Mexico, and so it is now something that we absolutely hold in our hearts very dear. And we'd been looking to build on Isla Mujeres. Property prices kind of went crazy. We ended up finding Merida, Mexico in a different kind of circumstance, but we had a nice fun time staying in a beach house in Guaymatún. Came into the city, loved it, found a property within 2 weeks of living there, and then that's what started it all. So now our goal is to retire there, but we spend at least a month, most of the time quite a bit longer, there every single year enjoying the city. Because of that, and because it's been a couple of years since we've had the house, we've visited, come back, visited, come back. We know exactly what we're looking for, and that's the reason that we invested so much into the property. Now, most people will tell you when you see the different videos of our house that we went way above and beyond, but we knew the premise of why we were building it. We wanted family to come down. We wanted friends to come down. We knew for a time we were going to rent it, so we wanted to make sure it was focused on who can come down and have the most amount of fun in one particular place, and we felt like that was what we built. But we're going to go through about 5 things to kind of talk about what we've learned a little bit, but also what you need. And the first thing that I'll tell you is when you're looking at properties online, a lot of these sites, a lot of the aggregate sites, there's Tierra Yucatan, there's a bunch of others, they will have all of their properties that have been available, but they don't update as much. Now, the real estate market in Merida is not the exact same as the real estate market in the United States, where it's very heavily regulated. You have to put a property on the market now. As soon as it's sold, you have to take it off the market, tell everybody about it, blah, 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 blah. There were tons of properties that we looked at that were simply not available, even though we thought that we absolutely loved the pictures of them. We wanted to see them, they weren't there anymore. But the positive is there are ways to get around that. So if you see somebody that's posting a lot, that has a lot of properties, especially if you get onto like Facebook pages or forums or whatever it might be, ask those individuals who they recommend as realtors. And the people that we had were Yucatan Beach and City Property, and Elizabeth Rodriguez was our main person. I also would heavily recommend Nicholas Saunders, which I interviewed on this channel as well. Very knowledgeable expats. They kind of understand what you're looking for, and they're really good at kind of focusing in on the areas that you may be into. But they're also good at showing you all kinds of different areas, so go with that too. And when you find those individuals, especially somebody like Nicholas, what I would say is follow them on every bit of social media that they have, because anytime that a property comes in, you're going to see it pop up. You can also do this on different Facebook pages, as I've said, different Instagram pages. There are all kinds of different resources with individuals that are trying to sell properties, as you would expect. It's the same thing as the United States, where if you follow a realtor, you're going to have tons of real estate on your feed. But if you're looking for a property, it's really beneficial to know somebody that knows the market and knows the places that are available. Because it's not like there's Zillow down there where things are updated and gone in 5 seconds. It is, maybe it's still there, maybe it's not. Find the person and they'll help you out. So it's more work, but it's a lot better information if you can find somebody individually. And the other thing that I would say is, and you will see this on a lot of expat pages, just beware of gringo prices. Prices have significantly increased since even we were looking for properties. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that you need to necessarily spend double what anybody else would in the market simply because you're unfamiliar with the area. This is one of those situations where I would say do not deal with it on your own. A lot of times I've recommended that to people in the US, but that's because the market is pretty well saturated and you kind of know what you're getting in certain areas. In this particular area, I would say absolutely make sure that you find somebody that you trust, go with them. They're going to help you out with the local market. Now, when I say inflation has gone up, Don't let that scare you off, because the other thing that you're going to hear about is that prices have gone up, and if you're down there long enough and you're on the right forums, you're going to hear not only have prices gone up, it's all the expats' fault. It's 100% that. Everybody that I've spoken to, this isn't expats, this is people that are and people that are not, people that are local and people that have come in. Pretty much everybody can agree, if they're being honest, that there are a ton of factors that have gone into the increase in prices. Just like everywhere else in the world, inflation went crazy, especially during COVID. Even us, when we were renovating our house, there were prices that we had locked in, but there were prices of things that had gone up even in the time that we had started to get our designs ready, get the construction ready. In construction, prices would go up. It's not all because there's a massive amount of expats that are moving into Merida. In fact, there are a lot more people from other places in Mexico, not expats, but actual nationals of Mexico, that are moving into Merida that have helped prices increase as well. So between a little bit of expat, a little bit of nationals, and also inflation overall, prices have significantly increased. It's why I haven't really talked about how much we spent on our home, because for what it is, it would actually look like a deal compared to what you can get now. And it doesn't feel like it because we put a lot of money into it. But this is where I think there are a lot of benefits with all of the different developments that have come into the city, with Calle 47, obviously Paseo de Mateo, which has been there forever, Gran Parque La Plancha. There are areas of the city that are opening up, and also areas of the city that you wouldn't necessarily look at. I'm not saying anything that's not known, but normally when you look at Plaza Grande, south of that is not necessarily where expats or people tend to invest a ton of money. That being said, there are a ton of opportunities there and everywhere else in the city, and we're talking about a city that's very safe. So again, I would say get with your local realtor, get with the local person that you're trying to learn from, and also ask as many questions as you possibly can every single place. But prices have gone up just like everywhere. Now, if you're looking to move permanently or semi-permanently, and I've said this on multiple videos, rent first. My wife and I are very strange people. We have done this multiple times where we have bought a place when everybody else thought it was insane, whether it's our lake house when we weren't married or living together, that happened, to the Mexico house that we knew we always wanted, but really we're just taking one foot, putting it in front of the other to try to get. So I would not take our advice in the sense that you should do what we did, but I would absolutely tell you, make sure that when you move, rent in a couple of different places first. Now, why do I say this? There are areas of the city, say to the northeast to Centro, where you're looking at places that actually have wider roads, bigger houses with bigger lots. That might be important to you if you're coming from a suburb or something like that in the United States. Or if you want to be right in the middle of the city and you're willing to pay for access to some of the more tourist areas, that seems right. But if you're looking to pay a little bit more per square foot, it might make more sense to be there. Make sure that you're not on a bus route. Make sure that you're in a nice area with the places that you want to eat, where you want to get your groceries, where you want to get everything. It might be worth it to pay more per square foot for a place that isn't developed as much compared to what we did, which is get a place that's a little bit outside by Parque de la Merida. Not too far, but a little bit further, but we got a lot more bang for the buck as far as the size of the lot was concerned. Now, you might have to go even further out than we are now, but that is very similar to every other city. It's location, 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 right? So if that's your goal, make sure that you find a place that has exactly what you want, whether it's 5 steps to the nicest areas or a little bit bigger layout so that you can have more fun at your house. That's important. And you will find what's important to you if you go through a couple of different places the first 3, 6, 9, 12 months that you're there. Find where you want to be, rent there, and then see if that's where you want to be permanently. And speaking of that, don't forget that there are also a lot of apps that are very, very, very helpful for you. I've talked about Rappi, the app, R-A-P-P-I, which is an app where you can basically get anything delivered to your house in a very quick amount of time. Think of it like DoorDash or Uber or whatever it might be, except that it not only has just a couple of things, it has electronics, it has a pharmacy access, it has Costco, all of these different things. So you can order food from a restaurant the same time that you order Nintendo Switch controllers because maybe your 7-year-old decided that he'd bust one up. Maybe, something like that. You never know. But just because you're a little bit further out doesn't mean that you can't have the convenience of having a place that's right next door. So if you want to be, say, close to Paseo de Mateo because that's really where you want to be, or you want to be close to Plaza Grande, any of those places, I totally understand that. That makes all the sense in the world. But if it's a question of, am I here for convenience of shopping, or would I rather download an app and live exactly where I want to so I can get a little bit more house, a little bit more bang for the buck? Really consider that. We've used Rappi, the Walmart app, all kinds of different things, and it has been genuinely fantastic to be a little bit further out to where we feel like we've got the house that we want, but also we have access to be able to have somebody bring things to the house that maybe it's a little bit further away. And Costco, by the way, Costco, Sam's Club, those kind of places tend to be a little bit off the beaten path. There is a Walmart off Paseo de Mateo, which is very convenient, but they seem to be a little bit further north or different parts of the city because they need more space. Makes it really convenient when it can be delivered to you. So just a thought there. If you want a place, but it seems like it's a little bit off the beaten path, don't worry about it. That's why Uber exists. That's why Rappi exists. So you're good to go. And the last thing I'll say is this: things change, but your home doesn't. Here's what I mean by that. When we built our house, we absolutely wanted to have some fancy things, and we wanted to build it to where people could come down. We had plenty of room for everybody to kind of spread out, have a great time, have nice things. We went with an architect like Henry Ponce. Part of the reason for that was we saw what he could do, but we might not have been able to afford that kind of an architect if we went into a different area. We might not have gotten everything that we wanted. But when we built our house, it was purpose built for us to have what we wanted, where we wanted, how we wanted, and everything else. And so we had a bigger pool. We had an apartment on top of the main area of the house. We have a master bedroom that's at the back of the house, which is kind of one of the things that we wanted because I wanted an outdoor shower and that's where it fit. Wanted to have good Wi-Fi, not only because it's good Wi-Fi, but also I wanted to have a mesh network and do all kinds of things. Our house, just like everywhere else in the world, is Shangri-La. It's our sanctuary, no matter what. And nothing feels better than going into Merida, driving through the city, falling in love with it all over again because we do every time, but then arriving at our door and knowing that when we walk through that, it's our place. And so if Costco goes down, if the local tortilleria goes down, if a local market goes down, if other things pop up and it's crazy and your investment just goes through the roof because of how many things have opened near you, but it gets a little bit louder, Calle 47, I see you, baby, then you know that at least you have the home going through those doors that you've always wanted. And that is what I recommend to everyone. That's why I say rent first. That's why I say invest in your home. If you think that this is the last step for you, that this is going to be where you are in retirement like we do, I would say take the leap and do the things that you want to do. There was a time where we thought about not putting the apartment up top, and then we realized we might as well just do it and get it over with now. We'll figure it out in the future. This was through financial planning. Like, we definitely weren't just throwing money to the wind. We knew what we were doing, but it was a lot of let's just take the leap, do exactly what we want to do, and make those decisions permanent. But the lesson is your front doors are yours. When you walk through them, be happy. No matter what happens next door, no matter what happens throughout, make sure that your place is exactly what you want it to be. And that's it, guys. Those are kind of my 5 things that I ran down to make sure that I got the energy out so I can start making these videos again, because there is nothing I have missed more throughout all of this than making videos for all of you. I have had an issue with migraines, nerve issues, all kinds of stuff, and going through different doctors like it's my full-time job. There's so many different people that I've reached out to recently that are still a part of this channel and still love it. So if you have enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the like button. If you have any questions, my information is down below. Alexander@alexanderhowell.com is my email address. At social media is pretty much all Alexander from KC. And I've also got my text line, 816-727-7740. I am back in action, excited to make videos for you guys. And boy, I just can't wait to continue on and get back there anyway. So it's only a couple of months until we're back. Hopefully I see you then. And as always, peace.